Won't you take me by the hand? Won't you let me know what's up in your head? And I know, oh, it might not be the right time for you and me. And that's okay, as long as you're happy. Yeah, that's okay, as long as you're happy. Won't you let me know what's real? Won't you tell me just for once how you feel? And I know, oh, it might not be the right time for you and me. And that's okay, as long as you're happy. Yeah, that's okay, as long as you're happy. Won't you take me by the hand? Won't you let me know what's up in your head? And I know, oh, it might not be the right time for you and me. And that's okay, as long as you're happy. Yeah, that's okay, if you wanna be without me.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe.
Sorry. What, do you got a person in your pocket?
Got a
Welcome,
person in
welcome,
my
welcome to New York City. Now, we have some work going on behind us. So don't worry about the hammer, because the mighty hammer means good stuff is happening. So don't worry too much
I gotta
about
tell you, well, happy hump day, as Katie would say. Happy Wednesday, everyone. WGHT, New York and New Jersey. It's Wednesday. It's the end of November. I can't even believe it. Our newsletter finally went out this morning. Instead of Happy November, it said Goodbye November. Hello December. Did you get it? Did you see what we got going on in the studio?
I never got it.
You didn't get it? No. Take a look and see.
I saw that it went out to about 3,000 people.
It
but
went
I
out
didn't
about
see.
3,000 people.
That's not a bad number. Oh, look, it says yeah on the call board. If you call in, what's the number here?
888-994-4995. Studio A, say hi to our crew. You know, I'm looking around here, my whole change of perspective, because everything here is a little bit different. You got the man up on the ladder doing his thing. He is meticulous. Look at that. Making me nervous, but I'm just not going to look up that high.
No, it's not about nervousness. It's that we had to raise the awareness to get the curtains over the door.
I have to tell you, though, when I come in here every day, the Christmas tree that is in the lobby is so spectacular. I was watching something today on the news. I guess in New York City, when you need a tree, there's no tree lots. There's tree alleyways. So they set up the Christmas trees down the alleyways in New York because there's no farms in the city. And then they say you take them home with a stroller or a grocery cart. Is that true?
No.
How'd you get your Christmas tree home when you were
You
growing up?
carry it. It comes in a box, like the box you saw.
How do you carry it? That's a 10-foot tree.
Those aren't real trees that you're carrying home.
How do you get the real trees home
Oh,
for
I have real
Christmas?
trees. They
How
deliver
did you do
it.
that?
A guy comes in a truck, delivers it, puts it in your place.
Well, they were talking today about a baby stroller, how that would work to take. And now, so here I'm envisioning us and this 10-foot tree in a baby stroller down the
wouldn't
streets
fit.
of Manhattan. So how do you get it home?
You have it delivered. Somebody
How did
comes
they
in
get
the truck.
it? Oh, they take the truck down to where you live?
No, the funniest thing is in Midtown Manhattan, sometimes the stairs are like made for creepy crawlers. You,
Yes.
you don't fit. You can't get furniture in them. So what they do is they hire a crane. They take the window out, they move the window, and they bring the furniture from a crane through the window. Pianos, I've done it. Pianos,
Holy cow.
sofas, and they go through the window. And the windows are made to open or remove, so you could do that.
And they do the same thing with the Christmas tree?
I've never seen it, but I've seen Christmas trees be able to go up in boxes or in pieces.
The Christmas tree deal that we got was the deal of the century because they were talking this morning how Christmas trees, fertilizers have gone up 50%. Everything has gone up. The fact that we got this amazing tree kind of squeezed into the really, really expensive trees,
Well, I didn't
but
want
yet
to
it
tell
looks
you.
really. Did you change the tag on it?
Yes. I didn't want to tell you that.
You took the tag off from on the other side and put it on this one?
And I don't know what happened to the other. The one to this tree, I don't know what happened. But I took the tag off, and I put the tag on, and the guy came and said, "Oh, okay, that's what it is."
It's a beautiful tree.
It's funny because I thought the military was going to watch me. He was going to see me do it. But then he moved away. So when he moved away, I went, zip, zip, zip.
It's I'm thinking, how do we get such an amazing tree for that price?
I know, it's a three-finger finale.
It's unbelievable. It looked nice in the lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm only kidding. Don't believe any of that. That's all a bunch of hype.
It looked really nice in the lot. But when we got it here, the best part was getting it home. So, you got millennials working in the Christmas tree lot, and they do everything, and they cut it up, and they trim the trunk and everything, and they say, "You're going to spend what to get it delivered?" I wouldn't do that.
And he works there.
And he works there. I'm thinking we would have paid him right to bring it. He goes, "I wouldn't do that." So they tie it onto Katie's car. A little Jewish girl from Boca with me. Thank goodness she's got that big SUV driving it home. But it looks amazing. Everybody
You
loves
were more
this tree.
amazed. Why? The amazing part is going to be what do we do when we don't need it no more?
Guess we had to call someone to come pick it up.
They have companies that they pick it up to feed reindeer or something. I don't know what they do.
Really?
Yeah.
We should feed the reindeer. That would be really nice. Well, we hope everyone's getting ready for our holiday times, season of giving and giving back, and had a lovely Thanksgiving. And now it is time. Black Friday's over, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. I just got a message from Monday that I just got today on some Cyber Monday deals, but I guess I missed them. And then yesterday was Travel Tuesday. Did you book your tickets to New York?
And I did not.
Did you look?
Yes, I did.
Nothing good, huh?
It's not the time right now. I don't want to go to New York.
Really?
Yeah.
I would go to New York, see the trees,
on the
do
plane tomorrow.
everything. The hotels are just.
I did all that.
You grew up with that, did that, done that.
I 42 years up there. I did all that.
You don't miss it for Christmas?
Not an ounce. I heard it was like 30 degrees. Not a nickel do I miss.
Tree lighting ceremony, Michael Bublé. I hear that Tony
He's
Bennett
gonna
and
do
Lady
it?
Gaga have another special coming out or came out. I haven't seen it.
I thought they were done.
But one more showing.
What?
One more showing. You sound like your grandson. What? My wheels?
I miss Rockefeller Center. The tree, the hot chocolate, and the ice skating. I got to tell you, I used to go down under that tree, and it was huge. And I was under it, and you feel this big. What a feeling.
So get this, I'm watching a special on the Rockettes. There's twin sisters in the Rockettes this season. Can you imagine? Number one, it's an amazing feat that they both got it, but twin sisters auditioning, and if one didn't get it, the fact that they both did get it was spectacular.
Do you know that there's an old myth that the Rockettes have to be all the same size? That's a myth.
What do? Wear higher heels?
The shoes. They do the shoes.
They elevate the shoes?
Yes, or they decrease. Yes, they either give you I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Because somebody told me that was a myth. We should find out if that's true.
How tall the Rockettes have to be?
I think they're 5'10".
Really?
Yeah.
I know, I thought the twin sisters was pretty remarkable if you think about that, right?
They are. Maybe we should have them call us.
We should go reach out. You need this? You're looking for this? Your coffee? No, you don't have your glasses, so you can't do the coffee news, is
That's
all I
okay.
can tell you.
You could do it.
Give us a call, 888-994-4995. Studio A, let us know how your holiday season is going. All I can say is tomorrow, I'm excited to announce that our True Oldie station goes from 3 station reach to the 6, as well as what we get to do here on New York and New Jersey. You're a little preoccupied looking up the
I was
Rockettes.
looking up the Rockettes. I'll do it during the station break.
So tell me what you got cooking at the back of the studio here.
So what I've decided to, after 3 years of watching the back of the studio, has all of the banners in front.
Yes.
And I thought that the latest banner, the brick banner, was going to be taller than all of them, and it is. But there's still about 6 feet of back wall that shows up.
Louis, how tall are you?
5'9".
About 5'9". Yes, you're correct.
What?
Because he's from the top
Yeah.
down to the ladder.
So where his hat is to where his ankles are, I'm hoping that the curtains will come down and cover that percentage. So when you put the pieces back in there, you won't have,
The curtains are 84 inches.
which is how many feet?
4 inches long.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. 7 feet.
We'll go way out there.
Yeah,
7
we'll go way
feet.
down there.
Okay, then you're good.
So imagine this. You're going to have beautiful curtains and you're going to have paintings in front of the curtain.
Because we go way down there. I always think Louis and his wife are like this Christmas miracle for us.
Right.
Why? How we met him. It's truly like a Hallmark movie Christmas miracle.
It's not how we met him, it's how we know him.
Well, that,
We continue to know him.
you know what I mean.
He has all of these apparatuses.
What's he got?
He got stuff that I say to him, I need you to do some cement work. So he brings all these cement screws. Katie, bless her heart, tried to hang art with a hammer and a nail into cinder block. You don't do that. Very
Did he
dangerous.
fix them?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're all
very
hung
nice.
nicey nice.
Nicey nice.
TV's nicey nice.
Beautiful. All right, so what else you got cooking here? It's the end of November. Things are happening. Things are changing. We've got new shows that are starting next week. We've got Making Money with Laura Sanders. And let me tell you about this. They're excited in the studio. I don't know what it is about Laura Sanders as a realtor
Yeah.
that she's got mortgage companies fighting to be sponsors. One signed, quick, on the dot, in, out, commercial going out. The next company, they want in. So they're going to go in on a little pivot because they're an all-in one-stop shop. They do mortgages, they do title company, and their attorneys. So they're a one-stop shop. So they're holding back on the mortgage side because they all want to be part of this new show, Making Money with Laura Sanders, until the other company, their contract is up. And then they're going to come in and take over the whole contract.
Well, I got an idea.
Think about that.
Hold on.
Think about what the real estate market is like, that these two mortgage companies want this visibility so badly.
How long is her show? A half hour?
30 minutes.
So maybe we switch it to an hour and we have Making Money with Laura, and then we end that show, and part 2 is Making More Money with Laura.
Hey, Josh, how you like that idea?
How you like that, Josh?
I don't think that's like midday content, though.
Why? No, I'm being serious and you're being a clown. I'm
Me,
being
not at
very
all.
serious.
But I there's something about it. The real estate market we talk about is
And you know who I have
Ms.
coming
May,
at
as they
1
say.
o'clock?
a realtor. Who do you have
A
coming? at 1
mortgage
o'clock?
company.
So it's really funny because I just saw that jumbos are now up to 700, not jumbos, conventional, 715,000.
So that means the jumbos are above that.
That's insane.
No, it's not.
Think about that. And she tells me the rates, you can still get a rate for under 6.
The rates came down.
Unconventional.
A quarter of a point.
If for like the mid 5s,
Yeah.
for up to $715,000.
Yeah. What's wrong with
Jumbos
that?
used to be 5.
Okay.
Now, what do you think?
I think
You
it-
used to do this whole
I
thing.
think that when I was selling loans, I was selling them at 9, 10, and 11.
And you thought nothing of it,
I
right?
thought nothing of it. So for me, 5, 6, and 7 is a home run.
What do you think people look for? I guess we're going to ask on the 1 o'clock hour. When you're buying your first home, is it the interest rate? Is it the final payment? Is it money down that people are looking
Well,
for?
as a sophisticated buyer, because I have many homes, you buy location, location, location. You can buy the ugliest house that has a half a toilet and no garage in the best place, And then you wait over time and you begin to build the processes of your magnificent home.
Fixer-upper.
And the next thing you know, you buy a house for $120,000 and you sell it for $985,000. And you live with it.
You know, it was interesting because on her first show, she said, there is never a time that you have bought something. I think Pastor Bill said the same thing. And it has gone down in value. If you hold it from
Go
whatever you
along.
bought it from at that point, it continues to increase in value.
Always. It's like a marriage.
Really?
Opposite.
I was going to say you.
Opposite. In the beginning, it's soaring through the atmosphere. And after 12 years, 16 years of watching the same person over and over, you begin to go back down to the stratosphere.
I was talking to someone, I go, and how long were you married? And he goes, I was happily married for 1 year. I was married for however many. He was happily married for one, and that was the last year. I'm like, wow.
The last year was
The
the
last
happy
year, he said, because he knew he was getting out.
Oh, stop.
I'm telling you, this is
Yeah,
what.
yeah. So yada, yada, yada.
I know.
I was married 17 years. Never had a fight. Just decided, time to move on.
You know what I love, though, is when you talk to your son, who's our executive producer, and we leverage, what if we do this, and what if we do that, and he's like all in.
No, that's now.
He's all in.
No, that's now.
So I'm thinking, our crew doesn't know it, that we go out to him and we do a Christmas special show out on the west coast
And that
of
would
Florida.
be a no.
Why?
Because I'm not going out there.
Why?
Dude, I just drove 3 hours to go to St. Augustine. And I'm still recuperating.
But you got 3 more weeks.
No, I need 3 more months.
Really?
I've gotten old.
Age is catching up with you?
Yeah.
Really?
Isn't that
Do you feel a
sad?
difference now when you go away?
What are you laughing at? I'm going to tell you. There was a time.
Don't make him laugh too hard. He's on top
Don't
of the
laugh too
ladder.
hard, because when you fall, I ain't gonna catch you. There was a time that I used to drive from here to Tampa.
Wow.
What happened? You hit your finger?
The old guy is too much for me.
The old guy.
The old guy. That's me, the old guy. And I used to drive to Tampa and come back the same day
I know. I thought that
after
was
coaching a
crazy.
football game.
I thought that was nuts. You got back on Monday and told me you were tired from your vacation.
And I didn't even drive on the way up. Linda did. I didn't drive at all.
And you're
She did
tired?
the whole trip.
He's still laughing.
And I said to Linda, do you want me to drive? And I'm going to tell you something. On the way back, when you get tired, you start driving like Mario Andretti because you want to get back. I said, pull over. I got it from here. Pull over. I can't take this no more.
She's driving crazy.
She was tired. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. But her eyes were as big as the windshield because she was afraid I was going to go whoop.
Oh my gosh. But you had a good time.
It was great.
So tell me the best thing. I went to St. Augustine. We took the kids when they were little.
No, you gotta
and they
go
were
now.
like, and they wanted to leave and go to Disney World. That's how little. They didn't understand. They liked some of it, and they said, no, we just want to go to
You got to
Disney
go
World.
past Disney World to go to this.
I know. So on our way back, we left early so we could go to take the kids to Disney World on the way back home. But you loved, I remember the quaint town, the shops,
Still
the
there.
Fountain of Youth, right?
Still
The
there.
forest, all of the history of what it is, the fort that protected everything.
Mm-hmm. Now, what you don't know is that I am a big history buff.
I had no idea.
I love history. I don't know why I didn't become an archaeologist. Probably because I couldn't spell it.
What do you love about history?
I walked on land, on pieces of land and cement, forts and stuff, that's been around since the 1200s, with people that did what they did and how they did it. And I'm looking over these, because they shot off cannons, and they is louder than anything I've ever seen in my life. And I said, wow, I can imagine sitting here, like I sat in a well. I said, I can imagine living here and meeting the Fountain of Youth man and having a conversation with him.
Fountain of Youth man. Would he might have a name?
Yeah, you
Ponce
Ponce de
There
Leon.
you go. You and I in school together. I'd give you a hint. Sounds like.
Well, Ponce de Leon, Ponce de Leon,
The
he
man.
talked about how to make the new, and he was here 50 years before Columbus, and it's been proven. That's a fact that
But why
they don't
didn't he get the
teach you.
credit for it?
Because there's no money in it. If you want to know the truth.
Because, okay.
So I got to witness that history. At the fort, they gave me a walking stick. I paid for it. I wasn't going to take it, but and the hat, and they said to me, "Here, now you look like Ponce de Leon." And I walked the fort with the stick. And I could see all the paintings I had of him doing that. It's just amazing. It amazes me how that town was the first settlement in this country.
In the country or
In the
Florida?
country, in the world, in the new world.
Okay.
You know Plymouth Rock and all that?
Yes.
La Florida was St. Augustine. And there were so many Spaniards. So many. I mean, everywhere you go is people from Spain. And they're cheering on and saying salud to Ponce de Leon because they're very proud of the fact. It's like their Mecca. So I just had a great time. I tell you, you got to go. Come to Florida, come to Boca, come to the show, and then drive up 3 hours up there. It's the best.
What was the most interesting thing you found? Was the Fountain of Youth or just the history of what it is?
Ay, you see, it's so hard. I thought the Fountain of Youth was numero uno. And then I went to the fort, and that got kind of close. But there was more to learn at the Fountain of Youth. Then I went to the lighthouse. Wow. I learned about World War II. They got a video on my phone. I'll show you. I copied it. Shh. And it talks about the attack on Pearl Harbor, and they show it. They show how the Japanese invaded. Hitler was so impressed with what the Japanese did, he ordered the east coast of the United States to be attacked. We had 609 vessels sunk out on the east coast. We had submarines in the Hudson. You know, up there in New Jersey, if you look out the window, if you can see the Hudson, can you imagine having submarines from the Germans out in the Hudson? But they didn't want to take advantage of the fact that they were that close because they would have lost their life. Okay? But the true fact of the story is Hitler wanted to duplicate what they did to us in Japan. And Japan did to us in Hawaii in the East Coast. And he was about this close to doing it. This close, I'm telling you.
And how did we protect the East Coast? What did we
found
do?
they blew up an oil tanker of ours. You should see the explosion. It went up for 60 miles, whatever. And then the United States got hit. And the National Guard, all of these, and they started looking for the submarines, and they started to leave, and then they got chased back to Europe, and we sunk a lot of subs,
And they're all right there.
but we didn't know how close they were, and the history books will not tell you this. They won't tell you how close because it can happen again. You know, it can happen again, and
Well, don't
I
you
was amazed.
Don't you think, though, by the history not teaching all of the facts, for fear that it might happen again, it might happen again if you don't teach the facts.
powers that be, no, I gotta tell you.
There is so much that is hidden from the public.
Of course.
That has existed.
I read today that the United States can end the Ukraine war in 2 days. 2 days. They can load up the Ukraine to attack on the other side because everything they got right now is defense, allegedly. Nothing's attack. Now they're thinking about this is getting really stupid because he's attacking things that make no sense. So they can attack now and get closer to Russia. And once you start doing that, the people in Russia are going to say, wait a minute, what's going on here? Then he's going to get nuclear on you because he has no choice. That's why they don't do it. But the United States has weapons that they show that will scare you with what they can do. But they don't tell anybody. But anyway, the history of this country, greatest country in the history of the world, bigger than the Roman Empire. I'm a big advocate of the Roman Empire. You know the Roman Empire? Big advocate of that. They do some marvelous things. And I walked so many miles, my feet are still hurting me.
You got to get those special shoes.
No, I got a special
You know,
shoe. I
those
need
special
ice.
shoes like
Yeah,
for,
you wear
for
special.
seniors.
I wear yours for seniors.
Yeah.
You hearing this? For
Lewis,
seniors.
He needs special shoes for
Louis, don't look
seniors.
at me. Don't look at the old man. Why are you
Lewis,
looking at the old man?
look, he's got nice shoes.
That's what you need to wear.
That's what I need?
Yeah, for real.
I need
real.
old shoes
For real, new shoes for seniors.
for seniors?
Not-
Velcro?
Not the old shoes.
I need old shoes for old feet with Velcro.
Just don't get Velcro. No.
I'm going to get Velcro. And it's
If
funny.
you come in here with white sneakers and
I have
Velcro,
'em.
boys, you can't
I have
allow
'em.
that one.
And then I'll bring my pants up like Urkel
And the white socks, no.
and white socks.
They may be comfortable,
and I put the
but
pants inside the socks.
you're not that old. We can't let you
And I walk with
do
my
that.
stick.
Oh, speaking of walking your stick, we're going to go to a commercial break. The TikTok that the crew put together yesterday, my son was dying.
Why?
Because whatever that dance is called, the gritty,
Yeah.
he texted me, goes, Mom, you're doing the gritty? They were
You did it good.
They were all so impressed that we actually put that on
I didn't do
TikTok.
no gritty.
No,
I
you
look
walked-
like
you
old
had the
man
pose-
going.
Walking stick.
I did the pose of the leon.
Check out our TikTok, Brooklyn Cafe TV, if you want to see us all doing the gritty.
Wow.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, give us a call, 888-994. That looks crooked.
It's not
4995
done.
Studio A. And we'll be right back.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. So, for St. Augustine, if you can make it, go get it. It's beautiful. You know, when I used to be an auxiliary in the Heights, on Cumming Street and Seaman Avenue, which is a true deal, it's really true. There's a colonial site on Manhattan.
Yeah?
And you go down there, you see all these houses that are colonial, like George Washington looked. It's called the Washington Heights Colonial. Beautiful place. I thought that was going to be the highlight of my life until I got to
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine.
You know, Florida's big, and it's a pain in the neck to get out of here as
It
far
takes
as traffic.
6 hours to get out of Florida.
But there is a lot to see and do in Florida.
No, and you know, they had the hurricane. The waters rose. So they tell you when you get there, everybody says, be careful where you step. So there was a kid, I went at the
You stepped on
Pirates
the kid?
Museum. There was a kid there, he was a tour guide. And he had this chain. And he was walking, and he found a gold medallion from a shipwreck, laying on the ground on his way to work. So he went to a jeweler, and they cleaned it all up, and they put a thing for a locket, like a chain. So he wears it as a chain. And he was telling everybody this story. I said, where? Tell me where. And he pointed. It was right outside where there was dirt.
I think what they do, there's a lot of, they take those metal detectors, especially after the storm. People have found amazing treasures, hence the Treasure Coast, right where we are, and finding things in pieces in a ring. I saw a story that someone found someone's engagement ring up in Amelia Island, I think. $40,000 diamond ring.
What did he do
And he
with it?
returned it. He said because giving back, every time he gives a piece back, he said he's given back $60,000 worth of things that he has found, that he's found the owners for. The next piece he finds is always more valuable. He says giving back to the universe of what it is the greater feeling than keeping it. And he says he keeps a lot of the pieces around his neck that he hasn't found the owners for in case he happens to come across somebody and they know it's theirs. He gives it right back.
It's funny. I was in Jones Beach, and in the day Gio was a young kid, he was a little kid, and he was a chick magnet. But I was with Michelle, and I was with people. So I went off, and Gio brings me a cell phone he finds. So what do you do with a cell phone? You can't call out. You don't know who it belongs to. So I'm looking at it, and it rings. So I answer it, and the lady says, "Oh my God, I lost my phone. Are you on the beach?" I said, "Yeah, I'll meet you by the guard, you know." So I take Gio with me, and I'm waiting there. Freddie's with me. I had all the kids from the baseball team with me. And this lady comes up. And she was scrumptiousness.
See,
all rolled
that's
up into
where,
one.
and the guys wonder why I say what I say. You got this boy brain thing that happens. Like I said to them this morning, you
It
guys.
wasn't boy brain.
What was it?
I didn't ask her to get dressed like that. I didn't ask her to look like that.
She was on the beach.
Oh my God. And I grabbed my son Gio, and I held him. And I held him tight.
Did you put your hands over his eyes?
No, and I said, and when she came over, she wanted to hug me for the phone, because apparently her whole life is on this phone. And I gave it to her, I said, no problem. He found it. So they grabbed Gio, and she's kissing Gio, and she put all this lipstick on his face, and she bought him ice creams and yada, yada, yada.
I like it. Oh, that's awesome.
What is that?
Brooklyn Cafe with Christmas lights.
That's for Jingle Jam that we're going to start?
Can we put a menorah somewhere?
We start tomorrow.
Let's just add a menorah somewhere. We kind of started yesterday. We have someone coming in on Friday also. He drew that, by the way.
And that surprises you?
It's pretty amazing.
Why?
Why?
You see his business. That's a little hot. Be careful.
What is?
The light.
I like.
I'm on A1. Ooh, it is hot.
I just told him that.
When you touch a hot light bulb. You know, I was changing the TV background today, and I changed it, and then it changed it again. You were changing it at the same time.
No, I wasn't.
You didn't put that. Did you put that up?
No.
I didn't either.
Yes, you did.
No, you did.
You have to dual it up because it flips.
Yes. What do you got cooking over there?
I don't know. I was bored.
How was your sports show last night?
It was pretty good. I was happy that I did it at 7 o'clock live more than doing it in the morning because of the USA versus Iran game. I wanted to cover that as well.
So what do you think about that?
About USA going on? It's exciting. We actually have a good team because they always say we have a young team this year, so they don't know what to expect.
They did good.
Did you see
did
how
good.
they scored the goal and who got hurt?
Yeah,
number one player.
our big player. our
But then he
number one
went to the
player.
party afterwards. So how hurt could he be?
He should be playing Sunday.
Saturday
I thought it was Sunday against
against the
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
And what happened with
They're
Tua?
not gonna win that
Tua
game.
got hurt again?
No. Tua didn't get hurt. It's just one of the tackles. He kind of got his back bent backwards. It was very ugly looking, but he seems to be fine.
They go play San Francisco, right?
Yeah, they play San Francisco next.
That's going to be a great game.
On Sunday?
Yeah. Where is
Great.
it at?
San Francisco.
Tua.
Pua. What about Pua?
He loves
He's
Tua
not
in
good.
there. Better than Hurts?
No.
Now, Tom Brady, the great Tom Brady, is as the #1 quarterback of the NFL. Okay, he's playing with more gusto than even Mahomes. So Mahomes says, you only say that because I beat you twice. A lot of controversy going on.
You
Apparently
missed his show,
Hurst kid
though.
is good.
His show was
I missed
really
it. I was
good
in a
yesterday. I
meeting.
mean, his whole outfit, the whole set for Bird Talk Radio was amazing. And Josh gets so excited and so
Yeah,
into
but I'm
it.
getting a lot of people, a lot of my Jeff friends are asking me, why is he allowed to do the bird dance? I go, because this is a show. No, he has to be neutral.
But he
That's
covers
what reporting is
everything.
about.
No, I'm neutral. I'm
No,
neutral.
Not in the Bird
I'm
Cunningham
neutral.
shirt.
Because it's called Bird Talk Radio.
All I say is, don't write me. Come into the studio and have a little talk with the young man.
Yeah.
It was a good
I
show.
want debates. I want heated controversy. I want talks with these people.
You know, the thing when we get to produce other shows is to see the passion when they bring the content forward. And he works hard behind the scenes, but when cameras go on and the lights go on, he is there. He is jumping out of his seat with that computer and sharing the information and delivering it right into the camera.
We're going to change all that.
Why?
Because Tua. Daniel's going to wear a Miami Dolphin jersey. I'm going to wear a Jet jersey. I got a friend of mine that's going to wear a Giant jersey with Mr. Eagle here. And we're going to have a conversation with all the teams represented.
I shouted out Mike White. He had a terrific game.
Yeah, but you see, what's going to happen is they're going to lose this Sunday. They're not going to beat the Vikings. It's just not going to beat them. But if they do, then we have something to talk about.
Well, it depends where it's at. If it's in Minnesota,
It's in Minnesota.
Oh, okay, then probably not.
But the bottom line is that I'm a Jeff fan. I got one foot in the grave and the other one on the banana peel. I've been like that since 1969.
No.
Yeah.
You can still praise Joe Namath. just worship him.
I do worship him. I thought he was a great quarterback from Alabama. It's just a shame because sports is so up and down this year. There's no dominant team. I mean, you got a couple of good ones, and you have fun with that. It's all good. How you doing? We got our guest. You want to take a commercial break?
Sure, let's take a quick commercial break. Lewis, you like the Dolphins?
I think I have a problem with you.
I know you do.
Yeah,
You like the Dolphins?
you living in South Florida.
I think
You're talking about, what is your team?
the Jets.
What's wrong with you?
I don't like the Dolphins. You like the Dolphins?
So you have a problem.
That would be Lewis.
But now,
All of New York knows all about my
the
problem.
best.
You are the best? The Dolphins?
Right now.
Why, because you're winning?
Right now, right at this minute,
No.
we kicking some butt.
Kicking some butts, he says.
He don't even. This is not soccer.
I know.
The Dolphins happen to be good this year. Military will tell
I
you.
predicted them to win the division.
did. I
And
can't
if they
believe you
win,
were right
I'm
about
gonna
that.
be up $1,200.
That's- I
The whole
gotta tell you.
Dolphins. Yeah, I picked them to take the division. All right, let's take a commercial break. All right, take it easy. Don't get all excited over there.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. Stay tuned. More to come, and we'll be right back.
When it comes to investigative services, you can't settle for inattentive or irresponsible services. PI Network of Florida is a firm that you can rely on for actionable insight for personal or professional matters. From surveillance and insurance claims to background checks and identity theft, the investigative services are extensive. With over 30 years experience and 2 decades of serving the community, PI Network of Florida is trustworthy and reliable. Call today at 786-768-4394. Trust your gut. Trust PI Network of Florida.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40+ works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are 2 good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
I like the new music bed we've got. Kind of sounds like a drill.
It is. It's like the bebop of the drums.
Happy
I'm
Wednesday,
wise
everyone.
guy. That's Lewis, and that's Mr. Opinionated over there. I didn't know he was such a diehard Miami Dolphin fan.
Here's a quotable quote brought to you by the Coffee News. What I like in a good author is not what he says, but what he whispers. You know what that sounds like?
Sounds like the lines I used to use in the old day when I
It
used to
sounds
pick
like
up.
our good friend Frank A. Ruffolo.
Wow. You know, we didn't have Ruffolo in yet.
He was away on a cruise. I see he's back, so we got to bring him in this week.
Got to bring in. Let's make sure he doesn't have cooties.
No, he's all good.
Because, you know, those cruises.
I know. But I got to see, you know, a lot of people are getting back to doing what they do, going on vacation, holiday shopping. You look back on all of this, and unfortunately, all the lives that were lost worldwide. And going through it, it was just horrific. And you can't imagine the loss of life. And take the politics out of it, there was a tremendous loss of life, income,
Big names.
anxiety, stability, everything that it took, even more than just the physical, for all of those that are still here, the anxiety of it, keeping your business growing, keeping your family safe, what the economy has turned into now. But on the positive side, we're all here. Right?
Well-
the upside is, put all that other nonsense, we're all still here doing the best we can to keep going.
Now, before we close down this first hour, we have to pay our condolences.
To?
Paul.
Oh, I know. We've had such horrific news this week. I didn't even know who you were talking to. Our very good friend and colleague, Paul Collins, the creator of Eco Trail Trekker, an incredible outdoor health and wellness fitness event right here in South Florida. Paul lives part-time here and part-time in England. Unfortunately, he passed away yesterday in the middle of the night of some flu crazy, we're not even sure what it was.
We don't know what the hell happened.
But our condolences go out to his family, everyone he's worked with. Our phone's been ringing off the hooks early yesterday morning. You know, Kenny Love, every Friday we do the Florida Love Show. And as crazy as he is, and Kenny, I know you're watching, you're 100% sometimes kooky and crazy on the things you say. And I always go, every time he says life is short, because it makes me feel like I don't want to hear that. I don't even want to send that up to the universe. And then things like this happen, and I think of Kenny going, life is short. Enjoy the moments that you have and hug those that you love, because it was just this crazy fluke.
And it's funny because it's ironic that we were going to start in December putting
The event together in
his
January.
event, which is in January, and I get the phone call, and I'm thinking that the event plans have been sent out, and I get this phone call, and she tells me, "You say now." It was Lindsay, and I said, "What happened?" And he says, "Paul died." And we don't have all the details. We have some of the details. People are giving us bits and pieces. It depends on who you talk to. But what a gentleman. What a fantastic man. We didn't know him long. We knew him maybe for a year.
But apparently his wife called Dr. Maritza and Joe and said, so what are we doing about the event? And Dr. Maritza said, the event? Let's just get through these next couple days, and then we'll see what happens with the event
But Joe
going
would want
forward.
us to do the event. In his name, I think we should do it as a tribute to him. Anyway, I'm not, that's a part of my pay grade, but just amazing. Live life, live it to the fullest, enjoy life, because you never know what can happen.
So it's nice to see families coming back together, friends coming back together, friends that we consider family because they are a chosen family, and putting the holidays and Christmas trees and Hanukkah and all the things that are coming forward. And it's all about spending time with your loved ones and doing what you can do. And it's the gift of giving. It's not the money. I saw a post that said that $30 gift somebody gave you for a Secret Santa. Don't ever look down at it and say, oh, it's only a $30 gift. When you think what the average person makes an hour, how many hours it took that person
to get that gift,
to afford that gift, plus
True
the
that.
time off of work to go look for that gift, plus the thought that went behind the gift. So every little gift, whatever it is, be appreciative for what it is. If it's the gift of time, the gift of compassion, and the gift of giving to those that don't have, I think to me that's my holiday message going forward, is
It's
to
the
give to
extension.
those, the
Absolutely.
extension.
Now, this newspaper
Coffee News.
was up in St. Augustine.
Want to hear this funny thing from the Coffee News? Cinderella was terrible at sports. Truth, I am. Probably because her coach was a pumpkin. But bum.
So anyway, I was up in St. Augustine and I found this apparatus on the table.
Yes,
Where
Coffee
I got
News.
my hat, yeah, and I said, "What is this doing?" And she said, "Oh, she comes in here." And I spoke to Joe, and Joe sent us 3 people. We're gonna have one in the next
We're
hour
gonna be
to
Yosef on the
interview.
next hour.
And we give you a free interview if you take an ad out with Coffee News, which has been a good friend. Me and Joe grew up. We didn't know each other when we grew up, but it was only 2 miles apart.
Here's another one. If you think raining cats and dogs is bad, try hailing taxis. But
Whoever wrote, it must have been Lewis that wrote that.
you don't find these funny?
No.
How does a sheep rancher take care of his workers?
And it continues.
Shear and shear alike.
Okay, moving on.
Customer, I have a complaint. Waiter, a complaint? This is a restaurant, not a hospital. He's singing for us. Anyway, this is going to be our last Wednesday in New York for a little bit.
Yes.
And it's been amazing fun. And WGHT, we thank you all for having us and listening to us every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. And to Francis and everyone who has helped broker our time and to share our experiences, and to our crew who has gotten on point and knowing that 12:05 we got to go, and our executive producer who gets us all automated and everything that we need to do what we do. It takes a lot to run this studio. I know people think it's all fun and laughs, and on the camera side it is, and we love what we do. But the technical aspect of putting everything together, I have to say, Freddie, it's amazing how you keep on going. This man up there is Lewis.
He's as nuts as I am.
I know, but he does a great job.
He does.
He does a great job. And our guest coming up at the 1 o'clock hour, we've got Yosef Sherowitz. You don't even realize this. Sometimes when I cut across Spanish River to get here, I see his signs. And one day I saw a car with his face. I think it was wrapped. Is your car wrapped? It's got a big sign on it with his face, everything there. And I thought, this man is a marketing genius. So I am so glad that he's here, because it's not just about what you do, it's how you share with what you do, and your presence, your visibility, your message, and all of that marketing, which is really exciting. So I'm glad he's here, because he has his whole car wrapped with his face. Imagine your car wrapped with your face.
The car wrap. I did once.
We talked. Do you remember we talked about doing that on a bus?
Yeah. I wanted to be on a bus, remember? I'm going to run after the bus. Only one bus.
One bus run stroller takes the trees in New York City. But it's a whole lot of fun. When people ask, what do we do here? We try to share some hope and some levity and some information along the way. Behind these yellow walls, there is a whole nother world. It's kind of like the secret garden. Do what you got to do. I know. Joey and Coffee News, you are spectacular. To our crew that keeps us going, thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do. Have a great Wednesday, everyone. Happy Hump Day. We'll see you on the other side of this commercial break. Bye-bye.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now, you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
When you wear Zamboni Couture, you can feel pride knowing that you are supporting a small woman-owned business. We advocate for women's empowerment and always embracing feminine freedom and equality. Our fashion is all about style, quality, passion, and color through the use of amazing fabrics to help you find your own individual style. Let us inspire you with beauty and color. Follow us at Zamboni Couture on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or call us at 561-860-6099.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I get a little bit of butterflies when my phone lights up, and I can never seem to put it down. Your eyes get lost in mine just a little bit, and my eyes are locked on you in any place, in any crowd. Yeah, maybe I'm falling more than a little bit. You've got my heart racing, you've got me all in it.
Wow.
This portion of today's show is brought to you by the Brooklyn Cafe Show Coffee, made with organic Arabica beans.
Boom.
And we're back.
Quick switch. That was the music by Alyssa Kuhn. Alyssa is absolutely spectacular. She comes to us from a very good connection around Wellington, which is an online newspaper website that really spotlights the people and the businesses. Do you remember the Stickball?
I spoke to them. They're supposed to come, I think, in January.
Oh, really?
You know, I had asked you to talk to her about bringing her magazine in so we can interview some of the aspects that she brings in. And Miss Kuhn is a tremendous 18-year-old. Just
Amazing.
tremendous.
So when she sends us great people, and Alyssa was one of these great people, and she's a senior in high school getting ready to probably go to college somewhere in Nashville, pursue her singing career. And you talk about the power of social media. She saw a post that a production company down in Doral put out looking for singers, and she just said, oh, this is so great. They must have researched her, and they gifted her an incredible music video for that song.
Yep.
So I'm going to send you the video link, and they said we have permission to use it because all the music and rights belong to Alyssa. It was pretty exciting.
I tried to download it, but I ran out of time. But I got to tell you, I plugged it into my stereo system in my house. I put the video up, and Linda comes running out, and she says, who is that? And I said, check it out. Because she played 2 songs back to back, and the first one I liked even better than that one.
18 years old. So truly her message is just to follow your dreams. And if she can hold on to that from 18 until as she grows her career, just remarkable. And yes, you're going to hear a little bit of drilling and a little bit of banging because the vision of Freddie never ends. So when you said to me this morning, once you get our network up and loaded, you're done, that means you're just done for that project. It doesn't mean you don't have another one starting the next day.
There's 2 things I wanted to do, and I did them both today, and this is one. And the back Spectrum
That was the
Television
TV.
is the second one. And the network is going to come in there. We're gonna host a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week network. If you turn Comcast, Hotwire, all these companies are just streaming companies. That's all it is. There is no magic to what they do. We do it every single day, except we don't do 24/7. Until now. And we're going to put every show that we have on the network, we're going to put it up there. We're going to maybe go Roku Live. We're working on that platform as well. So we're going to take radio to another level, which is television. So when I said I was done, I was only done for today.
That's what I thought. So this segment of the show is brought to you by Coffee News, and you never know how you're going to meet people. I walked into a juice bar, I don't know what, about a year ago, and I found this newspaper, the Coffee News, and I was with Chelsea. And we thought, this is so Freddie. This is so old school newspaper. It goes with the Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee. And I brought this back to you. And Joey has become a very good friend and a great partner with the Brooklyn Cafe Show. So anyone that advertises in the Coffee News, in our arrangement with Joey of Coffee News, we offer them a free interview.
And the funny thing is, when we started with Joey, was coming out of COVID.
He always had a mask on.
And he always had a mask on. He came in here without the mask, I didn't recognize him.
Exactly.
You were the only one, you and maybe another person were the only one in that news at that time. And now all of a sudden we have all these people that we call, we invite. I got to speak to the young lady and I says, come on down and check it out. I didn't anticipate having Mr. Wonderful up there at this time. But you know, this is Florida, and if you don't get it done when you need to get it done, it ain't going to get done.
So we've got Yosef Shayowitz with us, and I was telling you during commercial break, or before the last half hour, I was driving down, and I've seen Yosef, I've seen his advertisements all over town, and then I'm driving down Spanish River on the way here, and I see, it must have been him in a van, pull out from one of the streets with a wrapped huge picture of himself. And I thought, what brilliant marketing and branding, because this man, he's a realtor, I'm assuming, in the religious areas of Boca, right? So it goes with your brand and everything. And I know there's a big Jewish religious population right up on Spanish River, plus where I used to live. And I thought, he is so true to his brand. He's driving around in the communities where people would want to know him. And this way, his number's right there. You can take a picture. I've done that before. Take pictures of people while they're driving around, and his picture's there. Brilliant.
And you remembered it. Now he has
I remember it, and now here he is, which is really cool.
He has a QR code also on there, which I want to get into with him, ask him what's on that one, because I'm a firm believer of QR codes. I've been doing it 7 years, 6 years. Some of the stuff that people are taking advantage of today, we've been doing it for the longest, like Zoom. We've been doing Zoom. I've been doing it 15 years, but at a different spectrum, a different, more sophisticated spectrum.
So Yosef, welcome. We've got Yosef Sharowitz, Location Real Estate Realtor. So just got to hold your mic. And there you go. And there he is.
And there he is. And look at that. Take his picture.
How long have you been doing real estate?
Well, firstly, thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Pleasure.
And as they said, I am a realtor with Location Real Estate here in South Florida. And I primarily sell real estate in Palm Beach County. We do have teams throughout South Florida. I got licensed in 2007. So give or take about 15 years, we've been selling real estate here.
Always originated from Boca, or did you come from another?
No, I grew up in New York, like many of us.
What part of New York?
Far Rockaway, New York.
Far Rockaway.
Indeed.
You know why they call it Far Rockaway?
Because it's far away?
Because far away. Nice area now, Far Rockaway.
Yes,
so you
it
came
is.
down when?
We came down in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, spent some time in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania,
And then came here.
and then came here.
So you ended up coming to Boca. Any particular reason? Just calling? You knew the community?
Yeah, for schooling for the kids was a big thing. The sunshine. And we're living the dream here.
Do they have specific needs in what you do? Is there a specific way of doing things? It's funny. Dawn introduced me to, remember the show that we used to have, and they wanted to buy my house in Beaucaire, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And we couldn't agree on the price. But he was smart because he knew that the price was rising.
Oh, Total Holistic, yes.
Uh-huh. And I said to him, you know what? I'm going to learn from him because he wanted the house too much. You know, it's like this thing, no, you got to sell me the house.
Well,
Gotta
they're
sell me-
modern Orthodox. And you want to be close so you can walk to synagogue,
Right-
you can
right
walk to
next
shul,
door.
your kids can walk to school, right, on the Sabbath. So they live not too far away from you.
They live right down the street.
Yep.
But he wanted my house. But he wanted it so bad that something clicked. I said, wait a minute. I'm going to wait. And I was right. The price in Beaucaire kept growing and going. And he's now taking the house right down the street. I'm going to call her and says, you want to buy it again? You want to buy
She's my doctor, by the way.
I know
Totally.
she is. I know she is. Wonderful couple, and they do their things. So traditionally, in your market, where do you service? All of Boca, Delray?
Exactly. So I service mostly Boca, Delray, and Boynton. Those are my areas. And then I have a team. We service Hollywood, North Miami, and Miami Beach.
Is your niche the Orthodox, Jewish Orthodox community, religious community, or pretty much anything in Boca? in the
Pretty much
area?
anything, but my niche certainly is people who want to walk to on Sabbath, walk to a synagogue, or that's certainly the niche that people have come to me for. But I certainly, sell in every market there is.
Have you seen a lot of change in the market? Because I used to live in what they call it West Boca, off of Glades and Powerline. And the amount of shuls and kids, and if you drive that area on a Saturday, the amount of families that you see walking to synagogue, since over the years that I grew up here, my kids grew up here, has totally gone through the roof, all of the areas.
100%. Yeah, there is, in the shopping plaza over there, there is a synagogue. And the developments over there, the communities, Estancia, if you're familiar, Paseos, those are all ones that are now growing with, Orthodox families, who could walk to synagogue, maybe a 15, 20-minute walk.
I just moved from there last year,
From which one?
Estancia.
I sell a
Estancia
lot
South.
there.
You sell
Yeah.
a lot there. Because it's this niche market, and I think a lot of people since COVID from New York, right, came down here and said, I can have everything I need religiously. It's a great place for my kids, and the weather can't beat it. And there's no taxes, right?
Indeed.
It's a win-win. That's been a big market for you?
It has. The weather, no taxes. Over COVID, naturally, it was a crazy market here with people moving down here. But we could go into the market now because I know that's something that everyone wants to talk about.
Yeah.
People talk about the market is, changing and is different, which it certainly is. But we're still in a supermarket. I mean, we still have people buying, selling, Certainly, is it the amounts that people were doing during COVID? No. But people call me, I heard it's a dead market, I heard no one's doing anything. People are buying, people are selling every single day. So it is certainly a great market out there.
Well, the numbers were so ridiculous to begin with. They was like so sky high. People were throwing money just to get out wherever they were.
Sure.
And even if they come down a little bit, we're not coming down like the rest of the country is, because probably the weather and everything else, taxes. You're still going to do a good deal if you do it. Now, Beaucaire has gotten younger, and a lot
I
of
heard a lot
Jews
younger.
have moved there. A lot younger.
Like I hear there's kids on the golf course all the time. That's what I heard.
They want to put it as part of the tour. They want to have Beaucaire as one of the qualifying, because they're never going to make it as a professional thing, but they want it as a qualifier, and they're talking about that. But I used to drive out of Beaucaire with no problem. I got to watch now, because there are kids everywhere.
I heard a lot
and
of
people running, all these millennials doing their thing, and I'm like, get out of the way.
But I got to tell you, property in Boca is expensive.
Yes, it is.
It's
Yes, it is.
expensive.
It is true. And golf courses historically have been for retirees, and those are typically the people who were able to afford it, people who were able to play on the course. We're finding now that young families want to move to golf course communities. There's one that I work in a lot called Boca Grove, which you're familiar with, right near Estancia over there. It has become so young that they actually ripped out the pool and made it almost into a kiddie park.
Really?
With the amount of kiddie things they have there now, because the community has become young.
It's interesting you say that, because I just got a letter from Beaucaire that they are tearing the brand new clubhouse. They're tearing it down to put a kiddie park.
Wow.
Indeed.
And they're going to redo. This thing is maybe 3 or 4 years old. And they're going to redo it to bring in, because there's a lot of young people coming in, kiddies, and we used to have one of those. First of all, it's too hot in Florida to get on a jungle gym.
Yep.
I'm
Lewis,
sorry.
he's getting old again over here. He can't take his kids out to the jungle gym or
I
the
took my
playground.
grandkids to the jungle
How
gym.
old are you?
And they touch and they go, ooh,
They
it's
don't
hot.
make them like that anymore.
And it had a cover.
They don't make them metal anymore.
Well, these
That's
were
called
metal.
lead poisoning. I can't do that anymore.
Well,
They're all
that's
like
why they're
PVC.
ripping it all out. They're going to rip it all out, and the basketball court has a ball on it and no people. Because it's a little warm. Now, I only went in the summer because I have the range. And the pool is magnificent. I got to tell you, they know what they're doing.
So for
They know
more
what they're
information and to purchase Freddie's home, you can contact him at 866-224-5422.
Go ahead and do that.
All offers are open. Yosef, you want to sell his house?
Oh, yes.
This is the man
I'm
I
not
should.
kidding, though.
I'm
It's
serious.
time.
I'm serious. I am
She's laughing.
deadly serious. I am selling the house. I am. Right? I'm done with it. I don't need all that room. I got 4 bedrooms and
Well, there's a
12
Chabad right up
bathrooms
there. And
What?
there's a Chabad right there.
Right next door.
Right next door. And I heard they might be putting another synagogue in the Colonnade area north.
There are talks.
There are talks, right? What does it feel like for you to see the Jewish community growing so rapidly here?
I mean, for me, every community is growing right now. It's not just a Jewish community. South Florida is exploding. But for me, there are certainly more synagogues opening up, and it just gives me opportunity to, move people who are calling me from New York, California, wherever they're moving from, more opportunities to, get what they're looking for.
Is that your niche? Like, what makes you, besides your great marketing, stand out from all the other realtors?
Yeah, so, I try to make everything simple. I try to be very low pressured. If someone needs time to think about it, or, there's a concept that sometimes people can't decide what to do or when to do it, and they almost have to lose out on a few properties before they figure out that if they don't buy something, they're going to lose it. So there are some people who pressure people into buying now or do now, you're going to lose. My feeling is sometimes people have to lose a little bit in order for them to understand on their own and not be pressured into it to figure this out. So I try to make it very simple, very easy, low pressured, and give as much service as I possibly can.
Constantly calling you?
What was that?
Your clients constantly calling you. I see this house. Or you go through your right. Everything's online now. Show me this one. Show me this one. This one.
Right. So I get a lot of calls as a lot of my buyers need a walk to synagogue. They'll call me about something great that opened up in an area. I'm like, it's 3.2 miles to the closest synagogue. That's not going to work. So, trying to be of service to them and educate them. You mentioned Zoom. I will have a Zoom session with many of my buyers from out of state to try to explain to them, where the synagogue is, how you could walk, where the shortcuts are, and things of that nature.
Yeah, I've even heard some of the neighborhoods, like Boca Point,
Sure.
and I guess Boca Grove, they're going to have shortcuts. So they've opened up these back, I guess, fences or gates. So people don't have to walk on the main street. They can take the shortcut up to some of them. It's incredible
Indeed.
what's going on here, that the community is meeting the needs of the people.
Well, Beaucaire is going to do, we used to have a service entrance in the
You
back.
ready to sell your house?
Absolutely. I was telling Dawn, she says, what is the secret? Because I owned a lot of property up in New York and everything else. My secret was buy in the best area. Location, location, location. I don't care what the house looked like, because I'm going to change the house, make it look beautiful no matter what. And location, location, location. And I was right. I've been in this house 12 years, and it's time to move on. I had the kids grow up. I had 3 kids in this house and 2 cats and yada, yada, yada. And it's time to move on. But they have it. They do this little sideways service thing. It's right across the street to the synagogue. So maybe he's here for a reason.
100%. Who does all your marketing?
Who does all my marketing? So I do have people who do my marketing for me. I have an assistant who does, but a lot of it comes from a vision of, you want to be out there. You don't want to be embarrassed of marketing. There's many realtors who come over to me and say, Yosef, you're everywhere. Are you not embarrassed to be everywhere? And quite honestly, in order for people to see you, you have to put yourself out there.
It's true.
So, I'm proud to put my face out there. My face is all over. And it's great walking into a restaurant with my family and people come over to me, you're that caricature, aren't you? And it's great, and that just strikes up conversations, and I'm blessed that people are buying and selling with me.
It's a great concept because there are so many realtors, and to have your name out there, your face out there, we have a caller. Oh, look, our good friend.
Frank.
Your face out there, it's great marketing, 100%. We have a caller?
Frank Ruffalo.
All right, let's put him through.
Let's put Mr. Frank in. It's a good thing these guys are handling the boy. Frank, are you there?
I'm here.
How are you? How was that trip?
Fantastic. I'm just calling in to wish everybody belated Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Festivus to the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us. Josh likes that a whole lot. We miss you. I saw you were commenting on some things today, and I said, we got to bring Frank in. I think he's back.
I think Frank was calling in because he has a house to sell.
Frank, you have a house to sell?
Frank, you buying a house?
No.
You have a house to sell?
I may have a house for sale, but I'm not buying one.
All right. I'll call you after the show.
So Frank, I'll sell my house, I'll buy your house, and then you go to New York.
All right, and Yosef Shayowitz will facilitate it all. Done.
Your trip was great.
Oh, fantastic. 7 days. We didn't want to come back.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear all about it. Sounds spectacular. We got to get you back up here.
Hey, let me know.
All in. We would love to see you.
Come up Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it Friday.
Frank, come up Friday.
Friday?
Yep.
Okay, I'll see you at noon.
See you at noon on Friday. Thanks, Frank. Welcome
Okay.
back.
The author Frank
Bye-bye.
Ruffalo. Only man with 2 F's and two F's and an O in his name.
You know, Frank, it's so interesting. There was something I saw that made me think of Frank. Frank's an author, and he writes about things that come to fruition many, many years later.
Yeah.
And you read his message. Oh, this is what I was talking about with Frank, right? It's not what the author says, it's what the author whispers.
And,
And his messages come through what he said, through his whispers. But it's amazing when people have vision like you have on the marketing. And to get out there and say, it's my face, it's my brand, and that's who it is. And you know that's who you have to call. Because there's a lot of realtors. I had no intention of selling my house last year. And someone knocked on the door and said, would you be interested? And I laughed. And I said, if we can get this. And they go, oh, no, you can get that. And we did. But they
the
had to
person-
knock at my door.
No, but the person that knocked on the door, when she told me who he was,
Well, the
because I'm from
realtor?
New York, not the realtor, the buyer.
Oh, yeah.
Played for the Rangers in New York, him and his brother. And when she told me, I said, whoa, gotta sell. Because I know he has the means. And remember, I started here and you sold it there and everybody was happy.
But you don't know who to work with because you don't know.
True
So
that.
your branding is fantastic on what you put forward.
Yeah, and there's two things. There's branding. You know, branding is just branding yourself who you are. And there's also active branding to try to get, you know, buyers and sellers. And branding is just my face, my caricature, you know, the little odds and ends I put out there. And then there's active branding to try to get people now. Door knocking, as you said.
Yep.
You know, we do that as well. So.
And sending out the letters.
Yeah, but you do,
Sending out the
you know,
letters.
you do something. When I was in the trade, I remember you put yourself out there. I didn't solicit one piece of business in 17 years because I used to do closing parties at my house. So you came to my house, you closed, and then afterwards I told the seller goodbye, and the buyers, I did a party for them. I had a 1,200-foot backyard, pool, hot tub. I knew guys in the restaurant business, and for 4 hours they were like invited to bring 40 of their closest friends to celebrate. So out of that, all those closings that I did, I didn't have to solicit anybody. I got so many people that came to me, I didn't have enough merchandise. So I hooked up with a realtor, his name was Freddie as well. It was called the Freddie Fixer Show. That's where I came up with that craziness. And for 17 years, it was just a ball until it burst. But it was unbelievable. There's a science to what you do. And I can see it. I can see how you place your ads. I can see people recognize you in restaurants and everything. It's very important. There's a trust factor on that. I used to meet with my accountant and my attorney every month because I wanted to know what was going on in the market. So this is strategically correct, is what they call it.
So before we go to commercial break, I got one more question. When you're buying a house, should you get pre-qualified first or call a realtor first?
Ooh, good question. Certainly call me first, and I will make sure you get pre-qualified. But it is certainly very important to get pre-qualified first before you start looking at houses, because your buying power could be way higher than you think, or sometimes way lower. So it's important to know what you could afford before you open your eyes.
Is cash still king?
No.
No more?
Cash is nice. But after all said and done, my sellers are still getting cash at closing. You know, we may push for a shorter periods, or shorter contingencies, but, you know, if there's enough money on the mortgage, go for the mortgage.
Interesting.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. Give us a call, just like Frank did, 888-994-4995. Studio A, more to come with Yosef, talking about real estate, the market, and what's coming for 2023. Stay tuned. Can you believe I just said that?
No.
2023.
Hey, somebody said 2025.
We'll be right back.
Remember?
Wow, 2023.
Creative, enchanting, whimsical. Artist Gina Bella is always creating artwork based on real stories and emotions, expressed through Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clay. Her feelings and stories come to life. Complete with glittery diamond dust over paintings and pottery, Gina Bella is always creating new pieces and commissions. You can find her work in staging homes, family Christian bookstores, New Jersey boutiques, and the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, where she offers personal guided tours of her latest art pieces. Gina can also be found hosting weekend art camps, where she teaches adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. For more information on Gina Bella and her art, contact livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or give a call to 954-857-5444.
Coffee News is a fun, family-friendly weekly publication provided free to restaurants, coffee shops, and waiting areas for customers to enjoy. Grow your business today through the power of effective, affordable advertising. Coffee News is an active marketing medium specializing in the ongoing weekly promotion of your business. This builds awareness for your company so you become known as the leader of your industry and develop brand awareness so people think of you first when they want your services or products. Maximize your visibility and achieve outstanding results. For more information on Coffee News, contact Sunrise Coffee News at mail.com or give them a call at 954-951-7870.
Ever needed a good read? Maybe a book to keep your mind off things.
Frank A. Ruffalo is an internationally known author and accomplished screenwriter. He's written many successful novels with amazing stories. Fiction adventures like The Lady of the Harbor, The Trihedral of Chaos, Gabriel's Chalice, 10048, and many more. For more information, visit www.frankaruffalo.com, or you can find Frank Ruffalo on Amazon.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omart creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with divine higher power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omart's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omart, art that opens the heart.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out to all animators out there. Do you want to get good experience and practice in the work field? Well, look no further than the Brooklyn Cafe Studios, where you can be a part of South Florida's best animation department. For more information, contact 561-235-1890. Again, that's 561-235-1890. Or you can email me at baileyaltabet@gmail.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Hey, we're back.
What else you got,
Do
Batman?
you know this bell is 8 years old?
It could be.
It is. This is
Going-
the original bell.
It's going to go in the Smithsonian with your hat
It's
and
going
my
with that
wand.
camera.
The camera.
This bell has been glued together 17 times. I can't believe I still got it.
It's an oldie but a goodie. You don't let, those things go.
So are you going to buy a second home?
No, I have to tell you, it was a traumatic, I can't say traumatic, it was an emotional experience to sell and the memories of the house. But the house was getting too expensive, my old house, to redo and upkeep.
How long did you live there?
Oh my gosh, 25 years. I moved there. Aaron was a year and a half, and he's
Long time.
28, so a long time. Everything.
Is Aaron living in a house?
No, he has an apartment.
In Miami?
But
He's
you
gonna
think
stay on
about, he said until they can afford a house, which is a whole
Until the
nother
baby
story.
comes along? 'Cause that's next.
But you're packing up memories is what it is. But it gets to the point where the house is too much to redo. Too much, and that's just the face value. And forget upgrading. You just got to get it back to where it was, and then it made more financial sense to sell it.
I was going to ask, when you have a buyer on your side, not a seller, you have a buyer buying a piece of property, and they buy the property, do you stay in touch with them for upgrades? Do you stay in touch with them to give them advice on roofing, people that you know, contacts? Because you've been in the business a long time. Do you do that? Do you give them
We keep in touch with everybody we possibly can. With information of what the values of their house is, what's selling in their area. We also send them just maybe holiday gifts, homeversary, I think that's what it's called, homeversary cards, random gift cards, just to say hello and stay top of mind. But we try to keep in touch with them, and they lean on us for things. A good amount of our business is selling to this is their second home, possibly third home. And they very often have something that comes up and they need a roofer. We had a couple days ago, someone has a house actually in Estancia. They were having a grill come and they didn't know what to do with themselves. They're like, we don't live there. So again, it was taken care of, but you know, they lean on us for many things. Again, we live here, they don't.
It's really
So-
important that you become a full service. I was talking to a gentleman today. They do title, mortgage, and he's an attorney. They're the one-stop shop, and they're looking for realtors because you got to make it easy. It can be an overwhelming process, especially if you don't live in the state, right? You're living in New York, you're buying these homes sight unseen because everyone wants these properties because they want what they want, where they want them. And they rely on you a lot for that
100%.
customer service, for the trust. You have to be able to trust someone to go in your house, keep your doors unlocked, get deliveries, know that you got a good title agent, you got a good closing agent, all of those things that when you get that paperwork, you're not gonna have extra thousands of dollars on it. All of that goes back to you.
Yeah,
And
that-
inspection is huge,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, I mean, again, during COVID, people were buying sight unseen. It's becoming a little bit, you know, you have the time potentially to come down and see it. But yeah, we have inspectors who inspect the house, and you know, you get a great house.
There's a lot of good houses
And
out
you
there.
want to maintain, you know, I brought in my own crew. I made a crew together because I was moving
Yeah,
so many
Louis.
houses. People like Louis that were good in the trade because sometimes they wanted to expand on the houses they bought. And all of a sudden, I got into that whole trade and they were selling houses in 3 years because they bought low in a great area. And then they were selling to get something bigger. And it was a stepping stone effect. But it's amazing, you know, if you trust your realtor, if you honestly trust, not by mouth, but if you honestly trust your realtor, he's like a godsend because he knows all the moving parts on a piece of property that he's moving. And he's going to tell you the ins and outs, the best way to approach. You see this guy standing here, he saved my life on my roof because you recommended. You said, yo, his brother-in-law does it. And this guy came out and we went through all this rain and everything and I don't have any problems. It's amazing.
Nick is great, yep.
So if you know a little bit of knowledge, it can go a long way. And this is where you really want to rely on is your realtor. He's the one selling you the property. And he ain't going to hide because if he sold you the property, he's going to say, listen, it's not a lemon. Let me tell you how to fix it.
What are people looking for now in houses? Is there a trend?
What are people looking for? Well, people typically look for something that is done. You know, people don't
Turnkey?
want turnkey. People don't want to have that, you know, major renovation. Will someone paint? Yes. But the big renovations, I'm finding people are not really doing. We're finding a lot of homes expiring now that people bought over COVID for whatever amount of money. They've done a tad of work in it, paint, maybe, you know, little bits and pieces, and now they're trying to flip it for a significant profit. You know, it's not happening. You know, the market is staying still right now. It's not in an upward market right now. But that's what a lot of people are trying to do because now they're a little more turnkey. So they're trying to get a little more money for it.
It's interesting. It's working. They're starting to sell more houses where I am now. The prices from what I bought it at they're still going up. It's amazing to me what this community is like.
Depends on the community. If
Right.
you have a good community, the prices are going to go up.
South Florida is an amazing place to live. All the communities, the schools. When I first moved here to raise the kids, you wanted to be in that A school district, right? So you looked around on where they were going to be gifted and where, if they had to take a bus far away, a long time ago. Now all the schools in South Palm Beach County, they're all good schools.
Well, that's the difference. It's funny, you ever have that effect where it's raining on your side of the block and it's not raining across the street? The prices on your side of the block, because of what is going on around you, they go up in value, and those stay the same. It's not that it's going down, it's just less. So you got to sort of feel your way, and you got to make a phone call. You got to do a little bit of homework, a little bit. And you give the man a call and you say, this is what I want, get qualified, and you go from there.
What's the best way for people to reach you, Yosef?
So people could certainly give me a call. My cell phone is 561-299-0113. My website is pretty simple, Yosef Sells Florida, spelt out, yosefsellsflorida.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all over. Feel free to reach out to me and we'll certainly take care of you throughout South Florida.
Fantastic. And to Joey from Coffee News, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, Joey, unfortunately, comes in here. I go, how are you feeling? He goes, you don't want to know.
I know, the
I
hip,
broke my
the
toe,
foot, the
my
toe,
hip. But
my wife.
He's very hardworking, and that's the great thing that we get to do every day here in the studio is meet some great people, find out what they do for a living and then find out who they are on the inside. And that's what's so great.
I know.
Tomorrow we get to meet some more great people.
It's funny because Joy, remember he brought the bubble guy?
Yes,
He had
Mr.
the
Bubble,
Mr.
Mr. Lemon
Bubbles.
Bubble.
Yes, that was funny.
We've had a whole lot of fun here. On Friday, we've got music, so make sure that you tune in on Friday. You've got a new singer coming in. Frank's going to be joining us again, and we kick off Jingle Jam.
Jingle Jam starts tomorrow.
It's the holiday season, everyone. So you ready to wrap this up?
Ready to go?
All right. Have a great day, everyone. It's the holiday season. It is the season of giving and sharing and caring about each other. Maybe more than gifts, about giving the extension of hope and happiness. And you know what? Just a smile sometimes goes a long way. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Please be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.